Nedum, Brazil, obviously, because it's South American qualifying, because the World Cup has expanded to 96 teams, they're going to be there, and 12 of the 10 teams in South America are going to qualify.
Oh my gosh!
Equally, it's
both
a blow.
of those jokes are going to fly over certain people's heads. But please carry on. Please carry on.
Equally, though, I think it's got to be about if you're Fernando Diniz. I don't want to get you on this as well, Elemi. You have a certain way of playing, which is very attacking. You're just the interim boss, because maybe Carlo Ancelotti might come next year, maybe not. But immediately the screws start turning on you, right? Because Brazil fans will have, for the next month, this is all going to talk. They're going to talk about until they come back for the November break. Yeah,
that is true, and it's just not a quiet job, is it? Managing Brazil, managing Argentina in relation to South America, in relation to world football. Like, you're not supposed to lose. You can't lose. Like, how are you losing? This is Brazil, and for whoever comes in, I'm sure even if it's just a part-time job, this could be the most significant time of your whole career. Because whether you have it for a day or you have it for 10 years, it's still going to be a huge achievement to have that job. But so comes the pressure, so comes the expectancy. And losing games in the way that, say, they did, and obviously losing Neymar does affect that. As you mentioned, it's going to be a long 4 weeks before they get the chance to try and redeem it. And then even still, imagine if you don't win the next game. Imagine if you, say, for example, like, put in a performance which the fans don't love. Before you know it, everything's being used against you. And that's the sort of downside of that job. But the upside is you get some of the most talented players in the world.
You get to manage the most important national team in the world, as evidenced by the T-shirt that LME is wearing. If you're Diniz, do you maybe take this opportunity now without Neymar? Because he's been compared in the past as like, he's more of a Klopp-type manager, and he wants... it's not the slow build-up. Let the guys... You can just say, all right, I'm going to let Vinicius fly. I'm going to get Richarlison, fly. Maybe Casemiro, who wasn't good again, alongside Bruno Guimaraes. Maybe I gave somebody else, somebody more dynamic. Maybe we try this. Do you think about those experiments, or are you kind of like... No,
I mean...
Let me just keep the seat warm until Carleto comes.
Well, okay, there's a few things. One, I've never been a fan of an interim manager who's also got his eyes and responsibilities somewhere else. I don't care where you manage and how strong a team is. And I feel that that's already an issue there. And it's obviously the reluctancy of the federation wanting to hire anybody that's not Brazilian. They've called Diniz the Brazilian Guardiola. That's all very nice and good, but that takes a long time to try and build, as Scaloni and Argentina have shown. Listen, I hate doing this, but there's so many issues, not with Brazilians' offensive firepower. Like you said, Vinicius, Rodrigo, like Lucas Paquetá when he gets over his issues as well. Like you have a few things to do. It's at the back. Casemiro has no place in the starting lineup, and yet he continues to start. I know I'm being biased, but somebody like Douglas Luiz for Aston Villa should be in this squad.
That's the bias.
And that's the only reason why I came.
Says the Villa fan. There we go.
No, but to wrap this up, Brazil has issues at the back as well. Only Marquinhos is the only one that's the experienced enough. That back four has completely changed. And now, when you're facing stronger South American nations, right, tougher teams to compete away from home as well, Diniz has a lot to do. And Brazil will qualify 6 direct spots, get into the World Cup in 2026. If you don't get into that, if you're Brazil, then it's ridiculous. But there's issues for sure.
Yeah, if you don't get in, you dissolve the federation. Danilo also out, I think, who is a miss, who I think is a miss with his experience at the back. LME, a final point on what people really want to know is what impact is Neymar's absence going to have on Al Hilal? We'll leave that one for next time.